Big loud motorbike. They're hooting around a lot lately. Anyway, I want to have a discussion about about these people, right? And about how they say you got to read, you got to do all this. Remember all the videos I've talked about when it comes to the rich and the rules have set us people, because it's control and domination. Like I've talked about, if you haven't gone to college, then in this world, you're nothing, because it's about control and domination. Since I've gotten on here and talked, I haven't had college education, and I'm talking to people who have had college education. And I'm giving them points and stuff like that. Like this fella here that's talking, and the muscly fella too. I have sent them lots of messages since the last couple of years. Then I've noticed what they're talking about lately. Right? I have up to 70 subscribers, and that's enough for people to talk about me behind the scenes. Right? And you don't need to watch a whole clip to make a like, and there's all sorts of tricks you can do. These people are professionals at these tricks, people. Right? Just like they talk about with the push the button, you will make a lot of money if you join their party. You get it? So if you get to join their party and you agree to the scams and ways they do things, then they will let you in. Like when they say your partner's not good enough, we can give you a better one so we can advertise you better. Because it's all about the money and advertisation and presenting. That's how they see it. And if you do that the best because you have money, then you'll always beat the poor. That's what they say. They say the poor are never cool enough. No matter how much truth you speak, they will take that idea and script it beautifully for you and say that they're the ones that come up with the idea. They're the ones that were able to do it. They're the only ones that are able to do it. That's what they claim, people. See if I can get the thing to come back up here. So when it comes to poor little fellas like me, and we all know when Jesus talks to people and stuff like that, God, sorry, they go for the poor. And we all know the story of what happens when that happens. Because it's a test for everybody, you see. And the devil, the rich, that owns all the money. Right, that's why we're in the position we are all around the world, people. Because the devil is actually in control at this moment, okay? In more control than the good God. The good God never really steps in until it's really bad, like a parent, isn't it? Even parents let their kids suffer for a while, don't they? Until the last minute sometimes. Sometimes parents even, it goes too far before the parent realises, hey, and went, oh, I better step in now. Things like that. But until then, the parent is trying to teach the child or children about life, where they are now, and that the things that are in it are deceiving and can be tricksters, right? And are very greedy and selfish and can turn into that as they go through life lessons, and everyone goes through different ones. So everyone turns into different things. But over time, in our society, mankind, the devil has slowly been winning, as we see. And now it's got to a point with technology, and it can use that. As Jehovah Witnesses would say, the technology is the devil's tool. And in a way, they're right. But it's how you use it and absorb it and see it, right? And if you see the devil in there, you ignore the devil. The devil's there to trick and deceive. And you go, that's not right. And so you say it's not right. Don't make it right because a lot of other people are saying it's right. It's a way of deceiving, right? Because they go, well, people start thinking, well, if they're all doing it, it must be right. No, right? It's all about common sense and knowledge and what you believe is right when it comes to love and it comes to hatred. These evil beings can have love in them somewhere. We all do, actually. Definitely the selfish ones. Because they've got to have something around. They've got to love something in the end. And they spoil it, which is usually family. Right? So these bad gangsters you see going around shooting up people and shit, they will talk about family. And yet they're evil. And they will protect their kind. So in a way they had a love. Because it's one part of love is protection. And you'll do anything. Right? But when it comes to love for all things, instead of just what you believe you should love, that's hard, isn't it? To love all things. To love something that you didn't even know. Can you cry for something you didn't know? Because when you do, that means you have sorrow, heart. Because you can imagine something. And you also you think a little bit more. Because I pick up things and bury things and care for things sometimes I don't even know. And I get a feeling of helping them. And it feels good. Just like I had a feeling when I was a kid of domination, pulling off fires, wings and control. It felt good too. So I had to choose between these two feelings. Sometimes it's easier to go the devil way, the selfish way, I've noticed, and to be cruel and to be greedy. Because you'll get more than what you want, and you can trick and deceive and make your life easier. But then when it comes to the good, you might do good for ages and nothing happens. You know, you can be evil for ages and you always get caught, nothing happens too. Everything's yin and yang. And it's the same with good. But then you can be good to someone and do a small thing and get a big reward, right? And you might do more good later, but you might not. That person might leave. Right? It's all, what do you want to choose? Do you want to be good to get your rewards? Or do you want to be evil to get your rewards? Or you can stick in the middle and you give out what comes to you. Definitely if you picked one. So you can pick one and then you give out whatever comes to you. So if you're bad, you give more bad to people who annoy the shit out of you. You get it? And it's the other way around when it comes to good. Anyway, I'll leave it there. And I thought I'd just chuck a quick conversation out of what things mean. Now, when it comes to learning, you don't need to be a reader to learn. As we've learnt right up to the point where we go to school before we read, don't we? We're learning. Reading is just like watching a video show, right? And sometimes people can read and get it in better because they're reading it. Everyone thinks differently too. And sometimes people get it in better when they're watching a TV as they're seeing it and enjoying the moment, right? But sometimes they might be watching the TV and watching all the stuff and not hearing them. It all depends on the person. You will know how you should study. If you can read and you read a book, a Goosebump book, can you remember that Goosebump book better and what you went through in it? And then watch the Goosebump movie, here's an example like you can do, and see if you got more information or that presented better for you. And find out. You might get a little bit of both. It might be good to read and watch. And usually it is. But it doesn't mean you have to. Right? A bookworm can know everything, but not gone out and done it. It's like knowing how to do an operation, but you haven't done it, have you? Doesn't mean you can do it. It means you can attempt it. When you watch something, which is learning, you can know the same thing. So I could watch an operation, see how they do it a few times. Got that in my head. Definitely if you have like photographic memory. And then when an incident happens, I might be able to pull it off. And it wouldn't surprise me that I can, because I do that in a lot of things. Some people can do that. Some people have to do it 10 times, the operation, before they get it. As we're all different. And we have to see each other different. And we have to see each other that we learn differently. And we have to see that there will be a whole different ways of learning for people. And that's good. If it doesn't work for you, you need another way. You know, I can see schools teaching kids different ways. When it comes to English, instead of having all 5 English classes that everyone goes and splits up to, maybe there should be 5 different ways of teaching English. And if they're not learning in that class, they need to go to the other English class that's teaching the same type of English, the same things, but in a different way. That might help some people. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to chuck out everything, because as you can see in this life, people, and I will talk about into the future, that you can talk a lot and people will take your ideas if they can get there first. Quick is the answer, like these people are saying here. So they're saying, and they could be saying, as I talk about with the devil, they will do if you allow them to do it, is that if you put out ideas and you're not ready for them and you're still hooting along but you're going slow, but there's someone else who's got money and who's got a team who can go quicker, don't put it out. You hear these people all the time, don't put it out. You know why you can't put it out? Because these people come along and steal it. Is that right? Wouldn't it be better if we can just fix the laws to stop these things from happening, these cyber things and these people stealing ideas and shit? Why do we have to patent something? Like The Simpsons, when it comes to an idea and then you see Bart and Lisa solve a case when it comes to who made what first, when it was a picture, a cartoon thing. Right? That's how it should be. Don't worry about the copyright. Right? The copyrights are legit form. Right? Once you've done it, you copyright it, you're going to start selling it. Right? But if someone steals an idea that someone else talks to, like we've heard about when it comes to Facebook and McDonald's, because they heard it and go, shit, I'm going to rush into that and do it better, that is stealing. It really is. They're stealing the information and then quickly going to get it done, work quicker, because the devil's made these loopholes and these laws so we can do it. Hey? So how do we stop this, people? I guess we change these laws. I guess we're going to have to try to get, and if we can't change the laws when it comes to common sense on things, why is that? Is that because the devil is in that position, these minions? You get it? They're in there, they're collecting money, they're not listening. And as you notice now these days, we're starting to get onto this stuff, aren't we? So you could put it, when it comes to getting things better, you could put quickness on that, you can. But you still got to do it right, don't you? Huh? So be careful for a lot of these people who get a lot of knowledge and watch them over time, that they don't become godly-like, where they just think they know everything. They think their way, like a Hitler thought, is the only one. Right? And even if they think their way is the best way, good for them. They can think that, but it doesn't mean it is. Okay? In my opinion. Let me know in comments, people, what you think about that kind of stuff. And have a good one. And I can't wait to be recognised and talk this and get paid for it. Because when I start getting paid for this kind of thing, it will motivate me more. And I'll actually feel like I want to live again for real. But at the moment, I'm living for myself and the things I love around me. It's holding on. If I lost those things around me that I love, I'd have definitely nothing to live for. And the devil would want to be very fucking scared if that ever happened. And I was a person walking around going to another country because the devil in my country fucked it up. I would want to come after that devil too, in all sorts of ways. It's a human thing to self-defense for yourself. Just before you cark it. If you're a bit scared, you might think that you want to cark it. When you're nice, you go rather just die. You don't want to make things worse. But I thought about it for a while. And sometimes, you are nice and you don't want to make it worse or whatever. You're better off just doing something. Take out a devil minion before you go. Give a devil minion the shits. Do something. But with your life, right? So go after them. So die for something. They always say, die proud, die for something, right? You don't always have to die for something, but if you know shit's hitting the fan, then that's a good time to do, right? Definitely if you're sick as shit, you might as well go do something, okay? Instead of just going to hang off a tree or put a bullet in the head. Because really, that's the easy way out. You can do that, right? You might be just had a whole total and a whole enough and you don't even want to help anybody. You might even lost all goodness in you. And that can happen. So I expect that to happen. Just end it. But if you got goodness in you, and you're getting close to ending it, you should go do something before you turn into the devil, because that's what it always wants you to do. Is why you go through things. When you kill yourself or you go at him, he doesn't like that, but he likes it. Or he likes it when you kill yourself. Sorry, but he doesn't like it when he goes at you, because you can take your soul and he goes, "Yeah, I got that victim man." Right? But he'd rather have you alive to suck off you as long as possible. That's in my opinion, as we've heard all the time about what people do to people. They make you slaves and that they're sucking off you as long as possible. Anyway, have a good one. Don't want to sound too mellow and down and dramatic, right? Just giving out the truth and what I believe, what happens. So when you talk to a lot of people on the internet and you're like, just like this fella's talking about in this clip here, time to fucking grow up, right? What does that mean? Growing up. Does that mean join everybody else? Get in line. Does that mean growing up? Or does growing up mean be more loving? I want to know if this guy will ever comment me back. Do you think he might comment me back on this video? What do you reckon? Do I need to show a lot to make him comment me back? Do I have to hurt these people that like to steal, maybe, people, to get them to react? What do you reckon? Anyway, have a good one and see you later. Look at my hair. Look at see the reflection. Bye.